As many of you said, we cannot allow the sort of ourselves to sit and idly by while we have these two rebel sort of strongholds here, which we can indeed move into immediately and take them straight away from the rebels, and this will provide us with a rich vein of minerals and natural resources here to add to already what is our extensive economy. And namely, we have quite a strong, actually a very strong pirate grip here on the sort of Caribbean. So we're going to have to send in quite a naval task force for this operation here if we're going to move in. Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, the Rostelav. Oh, look at this, all Russian specific ships here. We're not going to do those. We're going to recruit. Oh my goodness me. Wait. What? You jest, surely, sir. Ah. Greetings and welcome to episode 54 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Russia campaign. And this, my friends, I left it last time, where we have once again, my friends, another battle, but this time in the New World. As many of the council have said, as many of you said, my friends, Mali, you need to start moving, making the Russian presence felt here in the New World, in the Americas, in the Caribbean. And this is our first step. This is the forward operating base in which we're going to move from here. And of course we've got Adam Ernuk here, or Hurnuk, moving in here to try and not try, but definitely will take Dutch Guyana here. But we're going to test these troops here. We're going to have some sort of field experience here. And as many of you have requested, some significant promotions are incoming. Now, as many of you know, if there's a battle sort of at the start of an episode, normally I will rename the units, the generals, in the next episode that doesn't have a battle. So as you can imagine, the promotions are still coming through. So if we don't have a battle next episode, that is when all of you will see your promotions being pushed through. But I can promise every single person that's asked for a promotion to a general, or has wanted to be moved to a certain theatre, or has wanted to be a garrison commander of a specific city, then I promise you that every single person will get exactly what they've asked for. We've also got those 64-pounder cannons. A number of generals have already asked for one of those to be put in their armies. You can imagine we can only put 4 in the field at any one time. So they are going to be split up between different generals. Now they're going to be prioritized. So in other words, the generals, or the army should I say, that are going to be fighting pretty brutal campaigns, i.e. in Persia, because we are going to be hitting Persians as soon as we get the sort of the forces built up to really hit the Persians in one massive sort of mailed fist there. Some of those armies there will have them, and also armies that are going to be moved out into the New World, into the Caribbean, are also going to be sort of sent probably 1 or 2 of those cannons as well, because remember, we are very limited with stock with those. They are absolute brutes of cannons. They're probably the most powerful cannons we will have. So again we're very limited. There are 32-pounders available, so any general would like to be sort of have their armies equipped with some 32-pounders, of course we can do that. Number of generals have asked for scouts to be included, some fusiliers to be included, some shotgunners to be included in their armies. All of you will receive everything that you've asked for and more, my friends, I can promise you that. But of course we've got a battle here to start with, so we're going to do that battle. I don't really want to get bogged down in sort of sort of promoting generals now, because that way that will take much time. But I will promise you, everybody who's asked for equipment, asked for a promotion, asked to be moved to a specific theatre of operations, all of those will be taken care of. I can promise you. The paperwork is being pushed through, and I can promise you everything will be done as you've requested. The council has been absolutely fantastic in their advice once again. But the first thing we must do, my friends, is get this land established here. We must get a foothold here in the New World, in the sort of the Caribbean, ultimately also in North America. But let's see what we do here. Let's have a look at this. You can see we've got an exemplary army here. Adam Ernuk here is once again is requested to be sent in, and he has been, and he's brought a very, very powerful veteran army here. As you can see, we've got some very good fire support here. 3 lots of 24 pounders and 2 24 pounders. Remember, the 2 24 pounders are at the request of not only General Ernuk himself, but also the remainder of the council. The council has said, Mala, you must mix up your artillery to include the foot artillery as well, because it gives you that sort of extra depth. That's what we've done. But let's begin this fight. We're up against the native Indians here. Attack Akula. So that is going to be, but don't be sort of under any illusions. If these 3 regiments get in hand-to-hand with us, it will be a fight and a half, believe me, it really, really will. We've got, of course, the mob here, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. The native bowmen, who can camouflage themselves and attack from quite long range, very silent. If you don't go out to meet them, they can do devastating damage to you. But these 3, if they get in close to, even with an army this size, they can do quite a lot of damage. Remember, the native Indians are absolute masters of hand-to-hand combat. They really are the most exceptional hand-to-hand fighters you will find in this entire campaign, bar none. But let us see if we can do the damage we need to do before they reach us. Let's take the fight, my friend. Dutch Guyana, will that fall to us? I can absolutely guarantee you it will. We'll test these troops. Let's test these men out once again. Remember, these men have been fighting already in the Russian front, they've been fighting in the Persian front, they've been fighting already to try and establish here against the Ottomans, so they really have seen some serious fighting, these camels. They're battle-hardened veterans here. Adam Ernuk, of course, taking charge, a man of stern discipline, but a fair general as well, one of great courage as well, and his men lead, or take his lead, as he leads from the front. They're a wonderful general to have there, it really is. And a wonderful advisor on the council as well, which is always needed. Now, and also the minerals and the sort of the deposits we will get from here, the gold mines, the minerals we will have from this will be absolutely incredible. It really will. This should be a significant boost, but more importantly, it's that step into the new world that we need here. Russia needs to get itself established here in the new world so that we can really start to build our presence here, because remember, Britain and Spain do have a significant presence, especially Britain. Britain controls all of North America, all of Canada. They are absolutely massive, and also many of you said I need to ally ourselves with Britain just to keep them at bay. We will try and do that, but look at this. Look at the sheer firepower we've brought to this battle here. It is almost overwhelming here. We should absolutely blitzkrieg them. Now, I think we could probably pull the artillery back to here, just so we've got that ability here. Oh my word, look at this, is a wonderful sight, look at that. A full complement here. The fire support here is exemplary, it really is. We've got an excellent mix here, look at that. All of them hidden as well, look at that. 24 pounders. All the way down the line here, and then we've come to the 24 foot at the end. These are the heaviest caliber we have at the moment, apart from the 32 and the 64 pounders. But remember, they will not be as prevalent as the 24 pounds here at General Ernuk here. But again, not afraid to get involved there and mix it up with his men either. A very, very brave general indeed. Now, we don't need all of these troops, so most of these troops will actually be pushed behind. We've got the, oh look at that, we've even got the cuirassier guys, but only 1 regiment of horse here, which we probably will need. The bowmen can be a little bit of a problem. So I think what we will do is we'll hide the horse. Can we hide the horse in here? Where is the demarcation line? Indeed we can. We've got this massive sort of deforested area here, which will absolutely suit us down to the ground here, but there's a chance they might try and flank us using this here to flank us. We've got to be careful of that. Now, we can pull some of these gentlemen back behind the line, move them into a reserve. We don't need to use all of these forces. It'll be a complete waste of resources to use all of these men. As you can see, we're already outnumber the enemy significantly here. I think what we will do is just pull a few of these. Actually, we might even put 2 in the forest here. So what we will actually do is move the cavalry right to the extreme right flank. We will put 2 regiments, 75th, 54th regiments, in this sort of heavily forested area here. And they're hidden as well, just as we needed it to be. Now that is a sizable ambushing force here. Look at that. Our first foray here. Look at that. They even blend in to some degree into the vegetation here. Let's just see. This is going to really stir up a hornet's nest here now, with Russia suddenly being, suddenly appearing out of the mists here in South America and beyond. Right, let's set up ourselves here in some proper fashion. Let's move them a little bit forward here. 57th, 55th Regiment. We don't need all of these gentlemen here at all. Sometimes it can be a little bit of an overkill, but we don't want to be complacent. Complacency will be our undoing. If we just think, oh well, they're not going to do anything to us. We have to be prepared for every eventuality here. As I said, the native Indians are a very, very intelligent enemy, and they will use all of their skills to really put the pressure on us. I think this will probably be enough here. The 15th Regiment to be the last regiment. I think we'll just slightly curve them here. And we'll pull the 56th and the 20th back into the reserve, because, to be honest with you, we shouldn't really be needing them. Pull onto this reg and this flank here. Perfect. I don't know why they're disappearing like that, but I think we can begin this fight. Let's begin this fight, my friends. Look at that in there. Begin firing, lads. If you would, please, gentlemen. Ah, that's right. They don't all reach. But these gentlemen do reach. Quite clearly they're not going to begin firing for some reason, which we're not particularly happy about. Well, they need to come out to meet us. We are not going to go meet these gentlemen here, because if we get hand to hand with these, they're going to butcher us. Let's prepare ourselves here for potentially being able to move in here and counter-attack. Oh, look at that in the background there. What a wonderful sight there. There's the capital there of Dutch Guyana in the background. Look at this, man. Look at this. A horse guard's going to say, look at that. What a wonderful sight there. Moving into position, just that steady trot here. I think what we might do is split the artillery into the proper. That's more like it, so we can get a bit even better fire control. What are they going to do? We've just got to see what they're going to do, obviously. I think at the moment, let's see if we can just maybe prod them slightly. We'll use the 75th here to see if we can get up on these. Time, gentlemen, double time. Remember, every enemy must be seen as a potential, you know, real threat to the army here. So we're going to do these things. We can just send lots and lots of men in, but they could be completely butchered for no reason at all. But if we do it correctly, most of the men will be in good order, and the next battle, they can move on to the next battle as quickly as possible. Maybe we've got the pirates to deal with as well. Many of you said, Matt, you need to get the pirates, the pirate islands, as quickly as possible. what we are going to do is see if we can push these into some kind of battle here. Maybe, just maybe, we can capture... Actually, let's get 2 regiments to send the 54th in as well. Come on, gentlemen, move now. Establish that line. There they come. The grappling hooks are being sent forward. Right under the nose here of the rebels. Let's bring some order to this land. Let's bring it under Russian control. Let's get our first foothold here within the Caribbean. We can challenge the British, we can challenge the Spanish, we can challenge, and that was an excellent suggestion with Cuba as well, giving Cuba for Karelia possibly. The direct swap there. I'm not doing anything at all here, but if we get up on this wall here, we could possibly give them some real good volley fire. Remember, all these troops have the best equipment, the best technology available to them. Patience, my friends, patience is a virtue. Look at this. Slowly but steady, out of the view of the rebels. The slow creep here of Russian forces. If we can capture that, maybe we can get these cavalry in here as well. Oh, wait a minute. No movement at all. Let's get ourselves established on here first. Come on, gentlemen, double time. Looks like they're going to use the same ropes. Ho, ho, ho. 2 regiments. Establish them here. Get across that bridge, lads. Don't get cut off there. Got to get through that bridge, because if they were to move up and capture this bridge, it would be an absolute bloodbath for them. I mean, that is some fast running there. Get yourselves established, lads, please. Come on, gentlemen, please. Double time, lads. Places is going on here. Get yourselves established now. Ooh, shrapnel shot. We would do fancy some shrapnel shot. Oh, they could only come to there though. Shrapnel shot. That's fair enough. Gentlemen, move now, move! Into position! Prepare to defend the walls. Come on, gentlemen, look lively. Oh, don't just... Begin firing. It would appear that they don't wish to then we shall take the fight to them. So we take the building here. What a complete farce this has become. We've got to try and stir them up here because look, they're just going to be sitting here. Look, we're going right past them, not doing anything at all. Well, let's get in there. As we like to see. Let's get in, let's take the fight to them. Let's take the fight to them, lads. Yeah, possibly around the building. Come on, gentlemen, please. For goodness sake, it's an absolute disaster. See, they're impetuous here. That means they are absolutely their hand-to-hand skills are incredible. And of course, now we get some lag here. Which fort battles do tend to have. Come on, lads. Hold, lads, hold. Yes, some heavy cavalry charge there. Fighting cavalry, which they don't like. We're losing slightly here, but look at that, we're getting a damn good thrashing here, lads. Got reinforcements moving in now. They're wavering, waver, you fiends. Come on, break them, lads, break them now. bring in some more units here. Looks like we're going to have to bring in some additional units to fight here. Actually, let's bring in the reserves. 3 regiments. Let's bring them in. Double time. Let's get that general, lads. I've lost it. They've broken. What a brutal fight. And that's what I mean. It is absolutely brutal, the fighting here. That's why we've had to sort of spur them on here. Come on now. We've lost the barracks as well. That's 2 regiments gone, but by damn, it's going to be a tough fight anyway here. They didn't come out to us. We had to go in to meet them. Come on, hit them in the flank now, lads. Kill that general. Kill that general. Will they come out to meet us now? Will they come out to meet us, or are they going to stand in here? No, they're going to come out to meet us. Excellent. It's exactly what we wanted here. Stand tall, lads. Stand tall. Oh, shattered. Come on, kill that general, damn you. Yeah, they're shattered as well. We lost another regiment, but still, this is the fight we knew we would be taking here. Look at that, they're gone. Come on, chase after them. Oh, gentlemen, please. Let's get in there, gentlemen. Let's get in there. Come on, listen to the commands. We've had to dig these rebels out of here. But if that's what it needs, that's what it takes. Come on, we need to kill that general. We need to kill that chief. Yes, he's gone. He's dead. That should weaken them severely. Yes, it has as well. Now the guns opened up. Ceasefire. We had to sacrifice 2 regiments there, but look at this now. Now the Russian power will converge. There is no stopping it. The council has deemed this thus, and so it shall happen. Let's flank them. Yes. They've gone. Get them, lads. They can try, but they will fail. Oh, gentlemen, what the blazes are you up to? Move!
Break off attack!
Get them and keep on them. Dutch Guyana will be ours, it's Russian. Six men left, look at that. They fought with great vigour there, with great valour. Come on into them, lads. We flank them now, right into the rear. Yes, they've run. We've got them now. Yes, what a victory there. What a victory. And we've made our stamp now upon this land. And on this region. Russia has arrived. We lost 877, more than I thought, but still, they are absolutely bush. Yes! Dutch Guyana. A wonderful victory there for us. Excellent to see there. Dutch Guyana is ours. +1 command when defending on land. Wonderful. Oh, look at this. Line infantry guards, we've got marines. Remember, all of these will be distributed. Oh my goodness me, 64 pounders. 64 pounders. Now remember, these will not be going anywhere until we have regained and removed that composition. We've got to move that the composition of many of our armies around here to facilitate these 64 pounders and also these marines and also the Grenadier Guards and also the line infantry. So many of the council, many of the generals who have requested to be generals are going to see a lot of these units in your armies. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get as many of these elite sort of units as we can, elite regiments as we can. And then what you'll see is you start to see them being fed into your armies bit by bit to make sure that we have that even distribution of these. Some armies will have more, some will have less, but you know, no one will be left out from this. Every army, as best we can, will have a decent composition here. The first thing we can do is repair these because it's going to bring in, or it should bring in, a significant amount of money for us here. Look at this. High yield gem field, abundant yield gold mine. Oh my goodness me, we've absolutely landed on our feet here. Well, let's get this firmly under our control, and let's get this army of General Ernuk up here. What have we got here? Croatia, 10,000 here. We won't spend that just yet. We'll put 10,000 of these because remember that's going to be a significant investment there. Now we've already got a few. Also, a number of excellent suggestions in terms of, you know, sort of turning around the problem we've got with food shortages, and that is to turn these into fisheries. So basically destroying these commercial ports and making some of them fisheries here. That is an excellent idea. So that's what we think we'll do. Some of these you will see being turned into fisheries here to cope with that sort of food shortage we've got at the moment. As you can see here, the food shortages are pretty rampant here. So we are going to be having to look to maybe convert some of these, destroy some of these and move them into becoming fisheries to sort of deal with that food shortage we've got. Now there's not many to be repaired here at all, which is excellent to see. Now let's bring this. I think we can probably auto-resolve this, to be honest with you. I think we'll auto-resolve this one because we know now under General Death here we shall auto-resolve this one. Excellent. We lost 175, which is roughly in line with what we were going to do, but still French Guiana is now ours as well. An average yield here. Oh, we got spices, thank you, sir. And also the port here can be repaired, thank you. This can also be referred to the Governor's Palace, +1 morale in battles. Infrastructure is good. The army suffered a few casualties here, but nothing that cannot be rectified. Now, that is a wonderful, wonderful foothold we've got here, but we've got to be aware of the pirates. Now, the pirates will be alerted to our presence. Remember, we are only a few miles down the coast from the first stronghold of the pirates in the Caribbean here, Trinidad and Tobago, San Jose de Oruna. We are going to put a force in here as well. It's going to deal with this. What we're going to do, we're going to use these two armies here to pretty much blitz the pirates here. And we are also going to be sending another army as well, the army from Istanbul. And we have had requests that the army here be sent from Istanbul. We're going to have two requests. We've got one request for the army that's being sent down here from Istanbul. This is earmarked for operations within the Caribbean against the pirates. And also we have a request for a garrison general to be put into place here in Istanbul, or Constantinople as some of you like to also have it called. So we're going to have two armies. This is going to be a brand new army here. This will probably be the one that's going to see probably some brand new, oh my goodness me, look at that, some brand new regiments going into it here, especially the Marines and the future. We've got 3 already, so we're going to try and build up a sizable elite force from here as well. Remember, they will be evenly distributed around. Probably some of them be going up to the east, to the western frontier against Prussia. We've also had requests for generalships in St. Petersburg, and also they're potentially giving Karelia here to the Swedes for Cuba. So that actually could be a pretty good turnaround for us. If we can get Cuba for Karelia, that would definitely prove invaluable to us. As you can see, they're already being hit here by, I would assume, is pirates. And that's why the pirate threat has to be quashed pretty quickly. They've also got Punda, and Punda's got abundant, I believe, is that sugar? Yeah, an abundant sugar plantation. Additional port here as well. We can't see what's there just yet. We might have to send in a scouting ship here to sort this out. And we're also going to have to send in additional force. But look at this, look at Britain here. It controls a vast swathe of territory here. Now, Newfoundland is rebel held, and Inuits here as well in Akvatuk. That might be an excellent place for us to stage a possible foray into the British lands here. This would be sort of almost a place we could strike the British in the rear, taking Newfoundland. A possible port we could use there to do that. Mind you, have the British already taken it without us knowing? There is that possibility. Oh my goodness. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. 60-pound cannonballs. That is incredible. So these are going to remain here for the moment. What we will do is we'll start transferring 2 of them to the Prussian front, the Persian front, I beg your pardon, the Persian front, which is down here, which many of you have requested to do so. And we're going to transfer another 2 to the Western front. Now, I know, actually, we'll transfer 1. I know we have had a request for an army to be built from Moscow that's going to comprise a series of a number of units. I'm going to do that. But one of these cannons is going to be sent, I think it's probably best if we send it in against the Prussians. And we've got several weak spots here, but I'll probably send it with this army in here, maybe one of these armies here. I think that's what we'll probably do. But let's start the run, because as you can see, it's going to take a long time for these 64 pounders to get anywhere. They cannot travel very far at all. Have we got everything here under construction? We do indeed. Oh, that's a fine army there, but we need to keep a strong army in Moscow, because you can see the populace here is not amused by the industrialization that's taking place. And oh, look at that, food shortages are actually going to be brought down, and so is this here, the clamour for reform. naval board. We don't need a naval board. We could invest in some of that there, but I think we'll invest in some recruitment here of some additional forces. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, scouts. Now, we have had a request for scouts, which will definitely be put into place there. We've also had some other requests. We've got some potential of 32 pounders here as well. Oh, look at that. So I think we'll have some 32 pounders. If any generals would like 32 pounders to be included in their armies, we are actually going to start producing those 32 pounders. So we've got 6 32 pounders howitzers here. We're also going to probably need, oh look at that, Royal Cuirassier Guards as well. Now we're going to try and include many of these as field marshals, which we don't have just yet. We'll try and put as many of these as we can into different armies so that everybody gets, oh look at that engineer there, elite infantry. Grenadier Guards, we probably have some Grenadier Guards closer to the front, particularly here in Istanbul. So this Istanbul garrison is going to, well, is going to see quite the expansion here. We also need to see some of these guards being included in, because that was Greece here. Greece was actually producing those forces. Yep. We don't know how, we want some of these forces in Moscow as well. We'll have some Fusiliers. We'll have 3 Fusiliers here in Istanbul. Do we have any forward bases that can possibly do that? No, we don't. Will Baghdad provide any of those troops? It doesn't have the facilities. It's got guerrillas, but its facilities are limited. We shall have some heavy cuirassiers here. So it looks like most of the stuff is going to have to come from particularly from this flank of the Persian sort of attack, is going to have to come from Moscow, which is a long journey. But that is the way it has to be. Right. Fusiliers. We've got some more guards here. Excellent to see there. And also, I wonder if Hungary can produce. We want to rebuild up our forces here along this particular front here. Indeed we can. And, Royal Cuirassiers, sir. Thank you. Light cavalry sharpshooters. We've got rifles. We'll have some scouts here as well, I think. We can really start to build up quite a thing. Because remember, we've got to keep an eye on what's going on here with Spain. Now, we had another excellent suggestion as well from General Bahrain. I hope I've pronounced your surname correctly there, Andre. Apologies if I haven't, my friends. Saying that we should possibly, if we see Spain starting to collapse under potential Prussian aggression, we may be able to, if it serves our purpose, to potentially move some forces in to aid Spain here, or wait to see what happens, and then we could move in and take Spanish assets if we see Prussia starting to sort of absorb them. We might have to strike against Prussia. If they start to take Madrid, Portugal, Gibraltar, that type of thing, we might have to move against Prussia to stop that from happening, in which case we will take over those Spanish assets. So it's again, we're preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. And we've also got to increase, we actually good opportunity for us to increase our naval forces here as well, because we do need to keep those quite buoyant. Now, War Galleon not really going to give us much there in terms of firepower. We have the Piotr. That's all we can get at the moment. We've got coming in now 20,964. Look at that jump there. 129, 130,000 there. That's a massive jump. Of course, Moscow is not looking too happy there at all, which is fine. That's gone up. Now, America is completely cut off here. That is a little bit concerning. probably from Spain here. Got 5,000 going in here, 32,000 going in there. Now, can we get an alliance with Britain? Possibly. No, we can't. We've got an ally. See, they've got an ally. That's probably going to be an enemy of ours. Or vice versa. Spain. That's why, because we're allies with Spain and they are enemies with Spain, so we can't actually get an alliance with Britain. But we'll try and stay as friendly as we can with them. But that's not to say that we just allow them to run Russia. Oh, good grief, they've got a, that is a pretty powerful force. Especially with these Black Watch and the Coldstream Guards. Well, they're not going to be there for no reason at all. What's their navy like? That is a pretty potent navy as well. And they got a victory there as well. Pippin Puckle is the admiral. We've also got a request for an admiral as well, so we're going to definitely put that into place as well next time. HMS Victory is actually leading this task force, so that's why we've got to increase our own task force here to keep everything absolutely in tip-top condition. Right, I think I'll probably end this turn here now. Don't have very many other things to put into use here. Abolition of slavery, which should be, yes indeed. So +4 happiness, so that should help with the clamour for reform. And we've got just the... Is that top gallants? Yes it is. Then we'll have full naval technology at our disposal, which will give our fleets a real fighting chance, especially against the British or against the Prussians, who do have a gigantic fleet. Right, this army here that was, or did used to be, the garrison of Istanbul or Constantinople is going to be moved down here, and next turn it's going to be boarding a ship. We probably actually will. I think we'll recruit a sloop as well as some transport. Let's get some transport ships. Oh, a sloop of war. I don't. Let's just stay focused on what we're doing. We've definitely got to increase. Oh, and also we've had a request for a general to be leading the attack into Venice, which we are going to do. That operation will be taking place. We've got to build the forces up for that, of course. That's why we're building up the forces here in Istanbul and also in Greece. We're also got this force here, which is, yeah, that's more of a garrison force. We're going to start building up a task force, an army group around Zagreb here. As you can see, we have General Zeprushen, who has requested that he be the lead force within the operation to take Venice, which he shall be. That request has been granted by the High Command. Now, if we can take Venice, as you can see, it is the bridging gap here between Spain and ourselves, but also it opens up the potential for us to move in through this pass here up against Munich. As you can see, Munich is heavily defended against by a sizable Prussian force here, and so is Prague. So, but it gives us a chance to be able to put together quite a force here. I think probably an army group and an additional reinforcement will probably take care of this. And again, they've got the fleet here, but nothing we can't deal with here. And I believe that it looks like Venice is struggling here, because as you can see, a lot of these armies are in tatters here. They're able to keep their forces in good health. So if we build an army group here, plus an additional, we might even use the army here from Bosnia to join General Zeprushen, General Prussian should I say, who will be the lead commander in this operation against Venice. And we'll probably pull in some of the elite forces from Istanbul and also from Greece. Oh my goodness me, that is exceptional. So actually we will disband these here. I know that seems a little bit harsh, but these cannons are obsolete. Oh, and also we've had a recommendation that we should be putting together some better cannons here on these. Let's quickly check what we've got here. So we've got some good complements of cannon here. Probably need some more howitzers in this army here. Actually, we probably need to increase our presence here in the Don, because we're going against the Persians. They will overwhelm us with sheer amount of numbers. And of course, we've got 2 cannon moving down. So actually, I think we'll split the cannon off. We'll have 1 cannon going into these forces here. And that's right, that's perfect. And then these forces again will be fed into this, into the Don here, where we're going to start building up that presence we need here. We've got a lot of things, you know, happening here, a huge amount, especially here. These forces will then be giving way to some garrison here, probably some colonial militia, who will take charge of this. Oh, look at that. And then from there, we shall then be moving immediately into taking these pirate islands here and crushing the pirate presence here, giving us a firm foothold here within the New World. Let's end the turn. It's vital here that we do this absolutely meticulously. We cannot give our enemies any pause here, any reprieve. Now Spain, I'm a little bit worried about Spain. They're not the power they used to be, and there's a possibility that if Prussia moves in against them in a great weight, they could buckle quite easily. Now it could just, but because we're allied with Spain, it could be that we are keeping them. Let's see if they're going to be susceptible to that. Cuba is a very, very rich area, it really is. Yeah, no, they're not interested. I'd only give it up for that. Looks like the rebellion has been firmly quashed there in Esfahan. Persia. But again, they've been into the wars there. Denmark. Genoa. Pirates. Got to keep an eye on what the pirates are doing here. Top gallants, excellent, that's finished. Excellent, gunnery school is finished in Egypt. Let's bring the army staff, actually. Oh, we can. Ooh, look at that. Well, look at that. African infantry guards, wonderful to see. Oh, this is more like it. This is more like it. So we're going to get that fleet together here. Remember, we want to move in we want to move in additional forces here into the Caribbean, and actually we could probably, for this force here, which is guarding the Crimea, especially when you've got this force here of Persian forces there, I think what we will do is we'll put some additional no others we can use here. So we're going to put some additional forces here to build up this fleet to make sure it's as robust as it possibly can be. We put an admiral in here, that's a pretty big outlay there. Mesopotamia, again we're building up this force here. We're going to move this to make that army group that's currently starting to move itself into position here. And in fact, what we probably could do is actually move an additional force from here. I think we'll move this one here, of General Ali here. So we're going to move in a full combat group here. If we're going to hit Esfahan, we've got to do it. We've got to do it with a full weight here behind us here. I think we've got more than enough here to defend Baghdad, to be honest with you. More than enough here to defend it. And we can probably begin putting some more additional troops here. But also we need to definitely bring some more recruits into here, because this force would be under severe pressure if it was brought to bear. So here, here. Do we need Anatolia to really have engineer school just yet? No, we don't. What we need to do is oh, wait a minute, look at that force there. That's what I mean here. They're starting now to build their own ships here. Yeah, that's what I mean. We've got to increase our presence here, because that fleet would probably be overturned pretty quickly. What we're going to do then is this. We're going to Take the sloop here. The... wow. Saivatoy Liowan Zlautas Pervi. My goodness, what an absolute massive name that is. And I've absolutely butchered it. So I do apologise to any Russian watchers of this for absolutely butchering that name there. Now we're going to send this immediately to the Americas. Additional reinforcements. We're also going to start to increase our naval presence both here and abroad. Two more additional ships are going here. Bolster this force here. We're going to send an additional 2 more ships to the Americas. Remember, we have to do this absolutely by the book here to make sure that we've evenly distributed our forces and we've got the correct forces in place for further operations here. So we're going to have to do this bit by bit. Let's have a look at this. Oh my goodness, what a jump up that is there. That is a magnificent jump there. Right, let's have a quick look here what's going on here. This has been brought under control. 50, look at that, 7,000 coming in here immediately. Oh, it's wonderful to see, it really is. 4,433, wonderful to see, absolutely incredible. That is what we needed to see there. We're going to bring these up. Now ideally we want to put some sloops here for these forces here. We can also move in a combat group here to protect them as they move. So these combat groups here will actually be moving in with the sloops to make sure that they don't meet any resistance from the pirates. We've then got what we're going to hit. We hit 3 of these islands at the same time. We've got General Urnuk. We've then got General Death. And we've got another general on the way as well. We're going to hit, excuse any noise in the background, my friends. You may know who that might be. And we're going to hit all of these. We're going to hit Antigua, Martinique, and San Jose de Oruna all at the same time. It's going to be a sort of a tri strike here, triple strike against them, and immediately at the same time. So we can pretty much vanquish the pirates in one go. All they'll have then is plunder. But the Caribbean, this sort of network here of islands, will be under Russian control in swift order. Now, we do have a lot of forces here in St. Petersburg, and I know it looks like it's a bit of a waste, but believe me, when the time comes to fighting against the Prussians, we'll be glad we've got these forces here. Actually, to that end, we'll actually increase this force here. So, let's put a general into place here. And we have got a request for a general up here as well in St. Petersburg. And in fact, we'll give this army here will probably be that army. We've got minus lemons here. Yep. This army here will be the army that the general has requested will be given. It's one of our finest armies. Now what can we recruit here from? Fusiliers, indeed. We need to give that, stiffen that back. Oh, Marines. If you would please, sir. Thank you. Light infantry guards, which we definitely want to do. And we're going to increase these 24 pounders, 32 pounders. No, gentlemen, thank you. Can we increase our output here as well of recruits? No, we can't. They're not ready yet. Ah, excellent. So we can see this gentleman moving down the 64 pounders. Then we can also see the 64 pounders moving down into this battle group here, which does need to be reinforced quite significantly, to be honest with you. Now if we move, we can take out this army here with the army group. We can then move in. We can probably take Chechnya, use it as a base of operations, and try and strike in against here, and also use Armenia here to crush in Georgia and sort of crush in this sort of northern frontier of the Persian Empire, bring it under our control, and then strike from the border of Mesopotamia into Esfahan here, taking Persia itself as well. As you can see, they are struggling here. They've had to exempt the region from tax. They've got no tax coming in here at all. Got food shortages. Mind you, the town wealth is pretty exceptional, to be honest with you. If they had that town wealth going, they would be booming here. But if we starting to see some of these turning into sort of these flags turning a little bit ragged here, we know then the Persians are struggling for money. But at the moment they're not. But we've got to, when we strike, we have to hit them with everything we've got. Like, we could send this army in as well. But you can see this army is keeping this population in check here. We have to bring the reforms down here. Food shortages as well. Now, actually, what we could do is remove this one here. It's not doing anything for us at all. We'll bring in fisheries to this here. And there's also this port here, which is not doing anything for us either. Well, it is. It's bringing in. But to be honest with you, we can cope with that. Let's take that down. We'll start putting some fisheries in here. So we have some fishing doing in the Black Sea. And potentially in the Adriatic as well. We've got more than enough. We've got a fishery here in Reykjavik. I have to excuse my phone there, my friends. And we've got, yeah, we're actually, this trade is flowing quite nicely here as well. I think we'll have one more turn, my friends, and that we're going to end this episode here. We finally subdued, brought Dutch and French Guyana into the Russian fold, and then we're going to strike out here against the pirates in good order. It's in the turn. Now this might stir up the British as well. If they look at that, if they see us moving in against and starting to take land, they might get some problems from them. Now come on now, Spain, get your act together here. By damn, Prussia is an absolute titan. Now where are they moving down to? They can probably see our forces gathering on the border there. That's what that is. The pirates, we've got to be careful what we're doing here. We can't allow the pirates to be sort of, you know, hitting us, blockading us down here, because this is actually going to bring in a substantial amount of money for us eventually. Plus 1 nobility, which is fine. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, that is a huge. Right, let's have it. We'll have a scout here. Buccaneers, that's fair enough. We'll use this ship as a scout here. They got colonial militia. And we've got here, that's probably, oh, they've got a cannon as well, so this is probably going to be the toughest fight here with that cannon. So we have to adapt accordingly. Also have some native musket men as well. Oh, that's well under control here. What if we move this army out? What will happen? Ooh, just under control here. But I think that's a risk worth taking here, because we could always move back. Now, let's just bring first rate here. And let's bring, what will happen to this here? Again, same thing, but being brought under control here eventually. We're going to do the same thing here. Actually, we'll use a sloop for this one. Actually, we'll use the Alexei. We're going to hit. What have we got the most cavalry? Perfect. This is the one that's going to go against Antigua. Right, Russian presence is now fully announced, and our intentions are fully announced. Of course it's refused. Now, do we have a fleet that's arrived? Indeed. Oh, look at that. And, last but not least, into Martinique. That's a big jump from there. Of course it's refused. Bring them down, lads. And the additional forces we've requested. Well, if we can blockade this port here, I said just a global trading company. We'll just increase our presence here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll put them here. Perfect timing, absolutely perfect timing here. Austria, Armenia. Wonderful to see. I think we'll increase this here as well. 33,000? Look at the jump there. What a fantastic sight that is there. Now, let's increase our presence here as well. We've got to bring this army up to, what does it need? Additional cannon. Well, I think we'll include some foot artillery here. We'll definitely need some more cavalry, I think. No, foot. Perfect. What about here? We can't recruit anything in here, so we've got to rely on further afield. Governor's Palace will give us what? Same things, but still. It puts a firm Russian stamp here on this. Now. Oh, good grief, look at that. Perfect. This army here will give this cannon to this army. This army, which is highly elite, will get go to here. Actually, we'll use Nelson. Actually, we'll keep this cannon here. We'll establish another army here. I know that we've had a general who's requested 64 pounders in his army, but I think we're going to probably give this army to that general. And the 64 pounder goes into here just for the moment. This is just a stationary position at the moment. We're just waiting for that to be put there. We've got the 64 pounder. It's going to be moved. We'll probably put the 64 pounder probably heading towards this position here, because it's probably where it's going to be needed the most. That's a long journey. Actually, we can probably use... Oh, good grief, yes, we can use Kiev here as well to start putting additional forces into... We could have some Lancer Guards as well. They would be actually excellent in battle. Some more cuirassiers and also some additional fighting men as well. Oh, look at that, sharpshooters. I think we'll have some sharpshooters as well. We're going to start building up this front as well if we can. Well, we are definitely going to do that. We might need to build up this front as well if we're going to go against Prussia as well at the same time. That's what we need to do. My word, that's an elite army that is there. That's seen some fighting. But the Spanish don't seem too perplexed. Oh, look at that, they got Royal Cuirassier Guards as well. But why are we seeing Spanish taking such a beating there? Look at that, what an army that is. That's an absolute beautiful sight there. We've got this here holding down the knights. And actually, let's increase our naval presence here. Let's start to build up our naval forces. Now, can we actually... Yeah, we'll do that, I think. We'll put an Army Staff College here. Oh, wait. Local fishery here as well. and a local fishery here. Let's try and get those food shortages under control. And anything else we can recruit from here? No, we've maximised that here, because you can see Baghdad is the nearest sort of major production centre we've got. Of course, we've got these armies here, and in fact we could probably move this army up as well. Actually, what we'll do is we'll retrofit it with a new cannon, howitzers, and a 12 pounders there. We don't have any 24 pounders. That's weird. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to retrofit this one here in Jerusalem, and we'll move this out then. This army is going to be moved then, once it's been retrofitted, up to the back to the frontier. We're going to absolutely overwhelm the Persians in one massive onslaught, but we've got to make sure we've got everything in place for that. We cannot take any risks here. If we're going to hit them, we've got to hit them with absolutely everything we've got here and overwhelm them in one go. This force here is probably going to have to aim down here and strike against these forces here, whilst these forces, which will be eventually an army group, will strike against Georgia. And that way then we know we've tied down all the Persian forces, and we can do some significant damage to them. I know we've had sharpshooters here, but see, even then it's only just barely under control here. Those food shortages are absolutely killing us here in terms of morale and public order. I wonder if we could probably get rid of Thessaloniki here as well. And make that into a fishery as well. I think we probably could do that actually. Let's start increasing the food coming in for our people. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know that I've enjoyed it very much. We've struck against the rebels here in Guyana, and we've also now a three-pronged attack here, a multiple attack against all the pirate islands apart from Punda, which of course we are going to be looking to really strike out against pretty hard next time around. We can maybe send this sloop around and see what's happening here in Punda. Let's do some damage to it while we can. So they still got a. Oh, that's a massive force there in Punda. Wow, that's a big force there. But we've finally brought this pirate threat and menace, but also behind that we're going to start to establish a real strong presence here for the Russian Empire, a forward operating base par excellence. This is going to be the place where we're going to absolutely we're going to blitzkrieg everything in our path. We might even be looking at maybe taking on the Cherokees as well at some point. That would be excellent. Are we at war with the Cherokees? No, they're unfriendly with us. And they're allies with Great Britain. That might be a problem there. But the rest of them we are hostile with. That might prove beneficial to us. We might even hit Florida. Or, oh, Mexico's gone. Mexico's fallen to the British. That might be the first foothold here of Britain pushing against Spain here. We might have to move against Britain at some point, but that is going to be an operation the likes of which we have never even... There might even be a bigger operation against Prussia. That's how big that would be. And they're friendly with us, but only just, and their allies are Prussia and the Mughal Empire. So we would be opening up an absolute can of worms if we did that. But my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please keep your comments coming down below. The comments have been absolutely fantastic. Really, I promise all of you that anybody who's requested an army or a regiment to be included in their armies, they will get that. Any general who has requested a generalship in one of the armies, I can promise you that will be done. We've got no battles next episode, so I can promise you that will be done. And I will then start to move those compositions around as well. Bit by bit, we'll start putting those compositions into wherever you want them. Thank you so much for all your help. Thank you for all your wonderful advice, your fantastic plans. Your strategies have been absolutely wonderful. The only reason we are where we are now is because of you, my friends, and believe it, that is the truth. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please comment, my friends. Hope you're having a great weekend. Whatever you're doing, please be safe. Have a great time. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.